Having no skills means having no opportunities, or even worse, having opportunities but only seeing them pass by. But most entrepreneurs don't even know what business skills are useful or even how to acquire them. So today I'm going to rank a tier list of business skills from the one that made me the least money to the one that made me the absolute most amount of money. These skills are literally the reason why I was able to grow Kimi from 0 to 7 figures in less than a year. If I had to start from 0 today, these would be the skills I would jump right into it. So the skill number 1 is media buying. Basically, media buying is being able and having the knowledge and the skill to set up paid campaigns for ads on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Google. This is important because if no one hears about your offer, product or service, how are they going to be able to buy? So it's hugely important and basically one of the foundations from starting my career back in 2016. And the funny thing is, I remember how I learned media buying, which was once one client told me, listen, I need to run some Facebook ads. I had no clue how to run Facebook ads. I was only making websites. I was kind of super broke. I was living already in Dubai. So I told this client, yes, I'll do your Facebook ads. I charged a client and I had to learn from scratch. I did a super crash course on Facebook ads, and within 1 week I was launching already my first campaign. So it's super easy to get started. Barrier of entry is super low, so you can get started straight away. And the good thing is, it's one skill that will apply and will stay with you basically for the rest of your career, because TikTok or Snapchat, all of those platforms work in the same way. So in the business tier list, I would place media buying in cash flow captain. Second skill, which is ad creative. Ad creative is being able to understand and to create effective and persuasive images, videos, carousel, text that persuade the people watching to click and to find out more about your offer. So the difference is, media buying is buying basically the slots on the social media platform, and ad creative as a skill is basically what are you going to place on those slots. This can really make or break a business, because the difference between a good ad and a bad ad is literally life-changing. You can make an entire business work with one ad. So it's super important to know exactly how to make a good ad. When I started doing ads here in Dubai for one event company that I helped start, the event that we were promoting massively took off for one ad. It was pure luck, but thanks to this one ad that went viral, everyone was sharing it, our event started exploding. It was crazy. So this is the thing, and this is one of the reasons why I can tell you one ad can make or break a business. So that's basically the whole thing about ad creative. I'm going to place this in digital domination. I think it's super important. Okay, number 3, copywriting. I'm going to do an exception with this, and instead of placing this skill at the end of the explanation, we're going to place it now, which you already know. This is going in $1 billion CEO. I think it's one of the fundamentals of everything. Basically, copywriting is being able to transform your thought process on how to persuade people that your product is better than others through text. But the thing is, most people have, I think, the wrong concept of copywriting, which they think is just what I'm going to write as a product description or as a service description of my offer. And that's just a tiny part. It's not just affecting the text part that you read on the website. It is affecting video scripts, it's affecting ads, it's affecting how you position your product or service as a solution, how you make them feel understood as well, which is an important part. All of this is copywriting, so everything is in some way or the other touched by copywriting, because copywriting is also externalized thoughts. So that's the way I see it. So it's something that is a skill that will impact all the rest of the skills in this video. So it's going straight into the number 1. Okay, now we're going to skill number 4, which is something that touches me very closely, which is website development. And this is how I started my career as an online entrepreneur. I learned to build a website also by accident. I broke my leg and I couldn't do anything else than just to learn how to code. And I learned to code the hard way. Now there's a lot of website builders like ClickFunnels that you can use, and you can get an offer ready to go in literally like 15-20 minutes. So website creation, I'm going to rate it basically a business version. Very unfortunately, I do think it's became sort of a commodity. If you're, let's say, starting out a business, you don't need to learn how to build a website. There's many softwares that can do that for you, and they're pretty cheap as well. So we go into the following, which is business management. I see this as all of the things that allow you to run and grow a business in terms of managing the resources inside the business, being able to tracking and making sure you know the business finances and metrics are doing well, to understand how to read a P&L, being able to delegate, be a good leader, motivate employees, have the emotional intelligence to know when to hire someone and when not to. Basically being able to run a business in general. And this is what most people go to university for. I think they study business management as a whole, right? I see it as something that is easily replaceable. You need to understand it, but you don't need to certainly be the one actually, taking care of it. So I have to rate this as cash flow captain as well. Skill number 6, sales. I'm going to take into consideration sales as a general term of the mixture of marketing, persuasion, and copywriting and ad creative, everything we spoke about, plus the theory of, understanding why people buy. And I think this is incredibly important. I was actually being and practicing this skill daily when I was working on the street as a salesman, and I had to approach people, cold. And I think most people will struggle with sales because they're afraid of rejection, because they take the rejection personal. But when you're getting rejected, they're not rejecting yourself as a person, they're rejecting basically what you have to offer. This is also, sales is comprised of, I think, emotional intelligence, being able to understand your customers. So it's really a lot of soft skills as well. Plus, it's a hard science that can be measured with numbers. You can know exactly how good at sales you are by, I don't know, if you're an appointment setter or close rate. There are so many tools and metrics you can use to determine your sales proficiency level. I'm going to place this, of course, as a $1 billion CEO. And now we're going to jump directly into productivity, which is basically the skill of increasing output per unit of time. And there's one video that is coming, which is how I tracked myself for over 365 days exactly to find the perfect habit and routine combo for maximum productivity. It took me over a year to develop this. So for me, I consider productivity in general, because if you want to be very productive, you need to be very healthy as well and have a lot of energy. To have a lot of energy, you need to sleep well. So in my way of seeing things, I consider sleep, for example, inside productivity, because you cannot be productive if you're tired. So for me, productivity is just super general bucket. So there's no other way for me to place productivity in other than $1 billion CEO category, because without a very productive and healthy and energized body, you can't act on anything else. Then validating ideas, which for me is a hard art, but also super important, because to know which product will sell easier than others is a super important skill, and it can make your life so much more easier. And I think also that's a part of human keeping success. No entrepreneur sees a diaper business as a sexy business. All entrepreneurs want to be in crypto, in like e-commerce for like, I don't know, gym stuff or gym clothing. Thanks to this fact, it just makes the likelihood of your success a dozen times more likely, because you're just competing with less people. So I'm going to place this on cash flow captain. So skill number 9, which is networking. It's important, for investors, for merchant acquisition, for suppliers, for clients, for employees. But they say the network is your net worth. I don't fully agree with that one. For me, I think you should be on top of yourself, not just go to this pizza and beer event and just hear friendly guys trying to sell you something. That's most of the networking events I went to, even though some people believe this is kind of one of the most important. For me, I have to place this on Lunch Money Mogul. So I'm going to create a free blog resource for you, so you can see my advice on where to learn each of these important skills. The only thing you need to do is subscribe to the newsletter on the link in the description. Once you subscribe, you'll receive an email with all my free resources, and you can start learning this right away. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check my other videos on the channel. I'm sure you're going to find a lot of value on this.